Alright lads, so today is the final day of the month of September, and with that we have our usual dev comments, giving us an insight on what Bravesauce has next planned for the future, in this case potentially at the end of the year. As always, whenever we do talk about dev comments, I do feel like it is just worth mentioning once more. This is our current roadmap of big updates planned leading up all the way to the 10th anniversary. Our next big update is going to contain Guild Quest improvements, and potentially around the same time, maybe early at the start of the year, we're also going to be getting a new power-up system, which is actually the focus of today's video. Because as stated here from KLab themselves, as announced during the Banker Live, we are planning on adding a new character power-up feature. With this feature, using newly added power-up items will allow players to strengthen the stats, skills, and soul traits of a character of a specific attribute. And this right here is going to be our new power-up system. The image itself is also quite self-explanatory. There are 5 tabs for each respective attribute, and it's like a soul tree for attributes. So this will affect every character in said attribute, and it's going to allow you to give your characters more stats, and I guess in this case, as stated here, improve their skills. From the looks of it, because this was a potential want with this new system when it was announced during the Banker livestream, that this might be a way to give your characters certain skills, kind of what bonus abilities doesn't do for certain skills, but that doesn't seem to be the case. For the most part, this looks to be improving existing skills, but again, like there's not too much information known about this system, so maybe there is still a chance you could get a particular skill. That's yet to be seen, but there is a lot to break down in this particular image. For starters, this is the comparison. This was the old image that we got during the 9th anniversary Banker livestream, and then this is the new one. You can see a few changes have been made. The layout and order of the nodes themselves have also moved around. It's currently unknown if every attribute is going to have the exact same order and the exact same boost in this particular attribute soul tree. I'm not sure if that would be a good or a bad thing. If every attribute got the exact same thing, that would make it more balanced and more fair. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind other attributes maybe getting certain special stuff, but then maybe that would make certain attributes a bit unbalanced. So depending on what route I do take, honestly, I'm fine with either or. Announced alongside this image though, one thing I do want to quickly catch on is the fact that KLab themselves have said that the items that we do use to power up this soul tree, it is going to be a newly added power up item. And that's definitely great for many reasons. I was under the assumption, granted, there wasn't any reason for me thinking that, but I was thinking maybe they're going to make us use links or potions, droplets, super links or potions, crystals or jewels to power up this soul tree, and that doesn't seem to be the case, and I kind of like the idea of it, because this ensures that once this update does officially release, everyone that's playing the game at the same time, whether you're a new or a veteran player, you're all kind of on equal footing. Everyone's working towards this goal of completing each individual attribute soul tree at the same time. The items that we do have to get, we have no idea how we're going to get them. Of course, we will find out the closer this update does release, and I guess the big question right now is, these items, are they going to be farmable, like links or potions, or are they going to be more like transcendence items where you can only get a limited number every day / every week? Once more, I think either or is good. I personally, as someone that maybe plays Brave Souls too much, admittedly, wouldn't mind something like Inheritance Zone, where I can go into co-op and play for hours and just farm a bunch of materials to max out this soul tree. That, of course, would be really fun, but at the same time, it is a mobile game, and not everyone wants to spend hours to farm something in a game. And that's why maybe having a quest that limits the amount of items that you can get, but you only have to do it a few times a week, would be better for the casual players. So once more, KLab did take that route, where it's more appealing to casuals. That's also not a bad thing. I think that might be better for the overarching community. But personally, again, I wouldn't mind something to farm in co-op content where I can just stream for hours of VLAT and just play the game and max out this soul tree. Speaking of, the soul tree does seem to be quite long, especially when compared to the previous image that we did get. There now seems to be a second page. You can also see a scroll wheel at the bottom, so there's a potential pretty long set of nodes here to actually unlock, and then also a second page on top of that. Maybe, who knows, they could also add future upgrades in the future. And I guess while I mentioned that, it's also worth mentioning once more that this is a developer image. Things can change. This 2-page could end up just being 1 page in the future when it does release. So take everything that you are seeing here with a grain of salt. If anything, this is just like a mock-up of what this update is going to like, because it is still potentially a few months away. Having said that though, now let's have a focus on the actual skill nodes themselves, because you will notice that they have different icons. Remember the first image that we did get during the 9th anniversary Banker livestream was just normal skills. This time though, you have a lot of different icons. on display. So if we look at the top row, this one seems to be locked by maybe a certain challenge. We have no idea how you're going to unlock the other ones. Because the bottom row, once you get the focus slot to level 5 and then the defense slot to level 5, you'll then instantly be able to work on the next nodes. In this case, a potential new skill or an upgrade to a skill. Likely Berserker and also Bruiser. I feel like that might be the most common one. But the top 2 nodes are blocked by a potential challenge, and we won't really know what you need to get past that, but likely that is where all the good skills are going to be tied behind. The top row does have 3 nodes in particular that have the link slot icon. Now, they don't mention anything in the text here that says they're going to be giving us more link slot abilities or link slot levels, but that very well could be the case. Again, we are kind of just trying to base off images. Like, these generally could be something else. And if you have any opinion on what these icons could mean, let me know in the comments below. But I think it's safe to assume the top 3 here are going to be related to your link slot level or maybe the amount of stats that you give through link slot levels. It's worth noting too, each node does have 5 levels. So you are going to have to upgrade that 5 times before you move to the next one. So 15 levels overall when it comes to whatever this potential link icon might mean. Below that, once more, another path that is locked. How do you unlock it? We don't really know right now. But this icon in particular is, of course, transcendence. More specifically, though, this is the transcendence point icon, or I guess just transcendence icon in general. So what exactly does this mean? Well, again, it's hard to say, because I doubt this would increase your transcendence level. If it did, that would be crazy. Like, imagine transcendence slots that go up to level 15. I'm just spitballing ideas. I'm always sure that'd be good. But that second level of nodes definitely have to do something with transcendence. And then below that, we have 3 different icons, but 4 different, what appears to be skill nodes. Now, interestingly enough, the bottom 2 icons with a person and also a soul bomb icon, it is orange, and specifically that particular color, or this icon in particular actually, already exists in game, and that is when you upgrade the character's soul traits. So maybe the bottom 2 ones here are for soul traits, because again, this icon already does exist in game when it comes to leveling up your character's soul tree. The idea of being able to make your soul traits even better sounds interesting, especially considering the fact that this is going to be for every character, right? That's like the most game-breaking part about this particular system, is that you're not just working on one character. If you get this up to level 5, whatever bonus it does give, even if it's 5% more strong attack damage on a soul trait, that's for every single character, not just one, right? So this can be quite crazy. And there's 2 of these in particular. So maybe this icon is different to what already exists in game, and it's going to be for like a skill or something. But as of right now, these 2 might be the skill nodes that increase your soul trait. And on that topic, how crazy can that be? Because I assume the normal attack damage and strong attack damage that we do have as soul traits would be increased, likely with full stamina, low stamina, etc. But if there's any way to increase the amount of recharge you get, that's also going to be really crazy. The icon next to it, the 3rd node in this particular skill tree, looks to be some type of boost. Like, my first thought when I saw this was a SA2 team boost. That's the idea that I got from that, but I'm really not sure what that could mean. Maybe this skill in particular will increase the amount of boost you can get from your characters that can provide an SA2 team boost. Right now, a character that can use an SA2 team boost with the booster skill is given 43% attack, focus, and defense. Maybe with this skill, it can go up to 50%, 55%. Again, that's not confirmed. We're just spitballing ideas. And then the last icon to look at, really, honestly, can't make out anything that this is implying. It's a character that has an arrow pointing up. What does that mean? I guess at first thought, I maybe thought increased level. I doubt that would be the case, especially because level increase already has an icon in game. Again, you can see in your soul tree. And if they were going to do that, we would have seen that already. And to be fair, they could still do that. Again, there's potential more skill nodes in this whole soul tree that we can't see because we're only looking at the start of page number 1. You could almost guarantee that some of the more crazier increases are going to be right at the end, and we're only seeing the start. But I kind of do like the idea, actually, that amongst this whole soul tree that we do have for attributes, a lot of the skills are right at the start. At least one of the more important ones. I mean, attack, focus, SP, for example, increase is going to be really good, especially focus. At this point in time, almost every character in the future, once this is like out in the game for a long time, might just have guaranteed critical hits, because surely at that point, everyone's going to have above 1000 focus. Like, the stats obviously are important, but I think some of the bigger game changer ones, the ones you want to, work towards, the ones that might take more items to actually complete an upgrade, are going to be the ones that aren't stats, the skill upgrades. The ones that increase your Berserker, Bruiser, your soul traits, for example. But in the text they provide us, they only say stats, skills, and soul traits, but in terms of icons, I'm seeing many different icons. Again, it's going to be quite a while before we do get this. The current time frame in the roadmap that they have provided is either late this year or early next year. So within like the next 5 or so months, hopefully. Considering that we're getting updates now, hopefully it means sooner than later. And remember, the images that you are seeing here are development images. They could change. The skills could be different. The icons could change. The skills that we see at the start could end up being right at the end. You never know, right? But if you have any ideas on what those skill nodes could mean, let me know your theories, because then maybe we can just try and decipher what Caleb isn't telling us right now with this image. They kind of just posted the image and was like, here you go. Try and guess what all this actually means. Since this was the only thing announced during this dev comments, by the way, it likely does mean that we aren't getting any big updates this month. We're also likely 2-ish months away from our next big guild quest update, which again should be our next big thing. But we're also currently waiting for the new accessory quest, which I was going to hope would come out sometime November, but I feel like they would have mentioned it if it was planned to come out this month. So likely this time next month for our next set of dev comments, we might get more information in regards to that new accessory quest and when they plan to drop it. I would assume sometime in November. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.